Audio morning brief of the U.S. grain market, 7:50 a.m. Eastern Time, December 8th. All right, we're wrapping up a week here, and the March corn futures are in a level 4 upswing that could extend into Monday, but currently favoring it top sometime today. I think if it trades below the overnight low of 486 and a quarter, need to consider chance that it has topped. And it really ought to be down by Monday, but it may stay up in the Monday, then down Monday, but it can start down today. So watch out for that. Now, don't believe the corn market has enough strength to test the high of 2 days ago, the high of the week at 493 and 3/4. If it were, it could mean some upside up to $5, but we really doubt it. It's so late now. It's the ideal time for this level 3 trend. We just don't think it's going to take out the high of 2 days ago. That would set up some higher objectives, and don't know as I would trust those higher objectives. Now, on the downside, if it trades below yesterday's low of 483, that's all the price change momentum evidence I need to suggest, yes, the level 3 trend is working, and it is down. And it should be down next week, but it can also bottom next week. Trading below the 483 low could set up objectives of around 480 and lower. This market could come all the way down to 470 even, but I doubt it. I think it's going to retrace some of the rally of last week and this week. Okay, Fibonacci retracements, 50% retracements, things like that. Put in a level 3 bottom, and if it were to do that, set that pattern up, but then go higher than this week's high, then we have something rather constructive and giving us evidence that the low of last week was an important bottom, okay? So I think I see stability. I wanted to pull back some next week, consolidate a little bit, and it may even be setting up a bullish head and shoulders pattern if it does that, and dating from November 10th. So I don't see any reason for corn to just keep pounding out higher and highs here. I think it's probably range bound still, and I think it needs to slip back a little next week. Okay. Now, as we move to the March soybeans, we also see a level 4 upswing that may not top till Monday, but allowed to top today. Trendline resistance, by my calculation, is around 1344, and on Monday it will be about 1340, maybe upper 1339. I think that's going to be limited. If it does work through that trend line, I think it can bounce towards 1350, but the modeling's showing unlikely to be any higher than that. I think it's probably going to put in a level 3 top next week, and if we revert back to prior timing and synchronization of these level 3s, it's quite possible it actually tops this week. So if we start seeing trade below yesterday's close, or more so if it closes below it, at 1330 and a quarter March beans, I'd be a little concerned. The weakness next week, and I think there's going to be a little bit of a pullback next week, can test the low of this week at 1311 3/4, and beans could swing on down towards about 1288. But I think that's the most we will see. Although we have to consider the market could be putting in a very important bottom this week, the model is preferring now that we start looking for that bottom next week or later. So I think we need some more range trade, a little more pullback, some consolidation here. I don't think this market is ready to run higher. I wonder, even if it doesn't pull back much at all next week, will it just stall out here and kind of be in sympathetic trade with corn that can also pull back? It looks like all three markets can pull back here. Now, wheat market. It is in a level 4 upswing, but last night they pushed it up to test the high of yesterday, brought it back. It's off a little this morning. And the model's saying, yes, a level 4 swing can be down into Monday. But it's really not off that much, so we don't know for sure if it's top for level 4. They might put it up yet again and then put it down. So I'm just going to go with it. It needs to be down by Monday, I think, but it may start down today. Now, another thing to look at is this level 4 could be yet a second opportunity for a level 3 top if it didn't top at the high of this week, 2 days ago. And I still want to consider, even if it actually shows some pretty good strength today, I still want to consider this market should back off some next week into a level 3 bottom, okay? So I think it needs to go back to yesterday's low at 621 and 3/4 March Chicago wheat, an ideal lower still, and it can come down to about $6. You can use Fibonacci retracements of this rally, and as well as the general rule of thumb of 50% retracement, okay? And we'll do some critical point calculations, but I'm guessing if it takes out yesterday's low, the critical point's going to be down there at about $6, okay? So even though I think wheat's going higher later this month and can be well supported, I would think that means a small retracement by next week, but I just don't know for sure. We know how volatile wheat can be. It might be a minor retracement because it's just so strong. It might be a sizable retracement that this was a little bit of got carried away for this rally, that kind of concept. But at any rate, I still am convinced that last week was probably major intermediate intra-year bottoms and also a long-term bottom for wheat, all right? So even if it wants to stall out for several weeks, I don't care. That's just base building. If it wants to continue to rally for the rest of this month, so much the better in terms of the long-term scenario. But I'm uneasy about being aggressively bullish anything right now. I think we're just going to kind of finish these 3 markets off into the year end and not do a whole lot, frankly. And then, of course, we have to deal with the first quarter of next year as we go into harvest for South America, for the soybeans at least, but may also impact corn. And it is interesting, some of the news and speculations that's going on about China buying wheat, okay? So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the 5-day average on wheat, and it is overbought and time to pull back. So in summary, I think all 3 markets need to back off some next week. They may be up or down today, not that concerned, but any down day now into early next week, I think just supports our idea that all 3 markets ought to back off. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. Have a great weekend. Thank you.